Welcome back. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone and Rovi, and today we're going to get into a little debate on whether or not a project completing its roadmap constitutes as a send-off for the for the project itself.
What do you mean? Like they've all of a sudden been granted permission? It's like, yeah, you know what? You guys are free to leave.
Yeah.
You've done enough.
Right.
We're glad you guys can now buy your yacht of choice.
Yeah.
So we'll take it from here.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good discussion point for sure. You know, after the whole NFT mania, if you go back in time and you pretty much every NFT project's PFP project had a similar landing page to this project we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, some cool NFT for sale, some cool like vision map of like all these things that they're going to build out.
A roadmap, yeah.
Basically a roadmap, yeah. And that was pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
That was like every single project for a solid 6 months.
Yeah, we'll take 1,000 ETH,
Yeah.
and then we'll deliver a bunch of pictures to you.
We promise.
Yeah.
And then, but some of them were as bold and outright just to say straight up, like, hey, man, like, well, once we distribute all these NFTs, we're also giving you guys like the IP rights.
Yeah.
And so basically, you're on your own at this point, right?
Right,
You're going to have to form a community, form like some sort of like DAO system around this so that you guys can kind of like, you know, come to a consensus on direction.
Yeah, that's right.
So is that a good or a bad thing?
Yeah,
moving forward, right?
Yeah, so let's get into the weeds of this. So Metroverse just tweeted a few hours ago. It says, Metazins, after a year and a half of building and many accomplishments to be proud of, Metroverse will be shutting down and ending further development of the game thanks to everyone who played the game.
Thanks, guys.
And then so they have more information here. And basically, they're blaming market conditions. They're blaming the fact that people are starting to play their game a lot less. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's why they're stopping. And so I go and look at their website. And you go look at the roadmap and it says, look at this, done, banging out, right?
Yeah,
They're banging it out.
Yeah.
And then like the last one, this is Mayor Man, 1,000 Genesis Mayors. So more NFT selling.
Correct.
And they knew they can't sell any more of this shit anymore. So they're like, all right, nobody's going to buy our 1,000 NFTs.
So for possibly the money they generated during the bull cycle, whenever they first sold out these land NFTs.
Yeah, this was mid NFT mania.
Correct. Where the majority of projects that had, like I said, these similar landing pages, these similar sales strategies, they mostly sold out.
Yeah, they did.
Because the market was that hot, everybody was just kind of like looking for the next big, Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Right.
So they generated runway, right? Feasible amount of money to where you could develop a game, sustain at least for.
So this, I think they generated like 6 or 7 million.
In that time, maybe potentially they didn't liquidate those assets.
It's potential. So they went down, maybe like 80%.
That's pretty bad if that's the case. Then it could simply be a case of maybe they just had poor treasury management.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, they ran out of runway. So like, hey man, market conditions are not looking that spicy. So more than likely we can't continue operating. Right? I mean, that's not what you want to see your project end up being, you know, you want, but at the end of the day too, like that's kind of what bear markets are for, right? It's to kind of like weed out the weak projects, the weak founders, whatever you want to call it. Like it's like an evolutionary process. Like only the strong will survive during these types of periods. So
right. So this is a project we didn't talk about during the mania, but we definitely saw it. We saw it. And it was in the mix of like.
I think that's the case for a lot of NFT projects. We pretty much saw them all launch. Like we were captivated by the whole mania, just like everybody else was. But we probably covered a couple of what we thought had blue chip potential, like Avagachi.
Yeah, we did.
We did fundamental breakdown of that project, and we saw a lot of like newness, DeFi integration.
And they're still pumping out some updates too. They hit us up every now and then to like talk about that.
Yeah, one day we'll get them back on because that's an example of a strong team. Like they survive these bearish cycles and they continue to deliver. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So they're building a metaverse. But anyways, a lot of these projects we hesitated to bring to the channel, right? To you guys' attention because, man.
It looked too sketch.
Very sketch.
Yeah.
A lot of them were anonymous. You know?
This one specifically was definitely anonymous.
Yeah.
But so talking about why we didn't talk about them is like all these like little red flags kind of showed up.
Yeah.
And what I thought was kind of the biggest red flag is like basically their pitch. They had like a PvP element of their quote unquote game, where you pit a land against another land. I was like,
so the lands must have some sort of like property or stat or something, right? In order to have some sort of competitive. What is it, like a simulation? Like you just hit like a battle button and then like
probably
maybe like some music starts, then like a building like sparks or something.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I doubt it went that advanced.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying.
And so I just I just knew that this was like not something to talk about at least or even get into.
Correct.
But I wanted to get into the debate on, is it okay? Like, is it considered a rug pull? Like, for example, Pranksy, he says that rest in peace, my 200 ETH. Sadly, most of it went through the secondary market, so there's no real like grounds for like any legal action here.
Meaning like he didn't buy directly from them?
He didn't buy directly.
Bought them after a sale or something like that. He was speculating.
But 200 ETH, man.
I wonder what Pranksy saw in this project to where he felt like he needed to
FOMO in.
Hold that big of a bag for this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Pranksy, he's an NFT giga whale. So, I mean, 200 ETH sounds like a lot to us, but to him, that was probably like peanuts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he holds bags in basically every blue chip. So, rip Pranksy, but not really. Like he'll do fine. But there's a lot of people that probably really got hurt by this.
And really, that's how you do it. What Pranksy's doing, that's how you do it in the NFT. You put a little bit in on everything because you don't know which one's gonna rug, which one's gonna like Bored Ape.
Yeah, you just need to hit like one or two.
Just one or two, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, in order to take that approach, first you need capital. So it's not like a sustainable strategy for the most of us, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, so he got burned. So I guess, man, so this is the bear market, kind of. We were kind of like entering this
is the start of the bull.
We're in that lullish phase, but it definitely feels a little more bullish. But nonetheless, it's still time to reflect on what happened in the past, to not make those same mistakes, right? And to also mature as a market. A bunch of, all of us are participating in these crypto markets and stuff, so we can't get bamboozled twice, dude.
Right.
What's that thing that,
definition? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Exactly. So we can't let this happen again because guess what? People are going to try when the bull market returns to do this to you again.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to create a very similar project, a similar website, and people are going to FOMO in.
Yeah.
So what's the takeaway here, dude?
So let's see if we can determine, what are the red flags that we saw where we were like, we can't talk about this because this looks too much.
Yeah.
I guess mainly it's the founders, right? Anonymous. That's debatable too, right?
It is, but I think if you're looking for if you want to sleep better at night, we're not worried up all night about like what it is you're holding.
It's like, should I sell this or not?
Like your financial future rests on these anonymous fellas. Like, I would take the approach of at least knowing these are humans.
Yeah.
On Earth
with faces, human faces,
especially
not AI faces.
Yeah, AI generated projects and shit. That's probably going to be coming in the future.
It's going to be much harder to figure out anonymous people.
Exactly. So I would consider that like on a fundamental checklist. Just make sure there's founders behind it that aren't scared.
Yeah.
To have some accountability. Right. 'Cause more times than not, they're doing that to avoid any kind of future, conundrums.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think the biggest one, I mean, we can go down the list, and I think a lot of this is a little bit straightforward, maybe.
Well, there's a token. There was a token behind this project as well.
Yeah.
So and then I'm pretty sure this thing came out during the heat of the Axie Infinity Mania, right? Everybody was kind of looking for the next play to earn boom token.
That's right.
So this is an example of one of those. They had basically a non-sustainable token model, I'm sure.
24-hour trading volume, 82 cents.
Yeah, I think that's officially a dunzo, dude.
Yeah.
This is oh my. Oof. Now this is one of the uglier charts we've seen.
The crashing.
Yeah, I think you got to go up a bit. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Oh no, dude. Oh no.
So, yeah.
There it is. Yeah, so this project's dead. But it looks like it died twice. Like it died.
Yeah, they had a rebase, 100 to 1.
Yeah.
And
this is like an attempt for them to try and come back, right?
Yeah.
Bring some like something into the market to try and manipulate something. Yeah. But as a result, like we said earlier, most, if not all, play to earn projects, spin-offs, like attempts to chase Axie Infinity, they all leverage the same non-sustainable token model.
Right.
So all their charts basically look the same.
Yeah, yeah. And I think so there's a couple of things to think about too, because a lot of the people that FOMO'd into this aren't necessarily looking at fundamentals. So we can't disregard that.
True.
And a lot of people that went into this project probably made a ton of money.
Possibly.
Like, so
I wouldn't say a lot, but some, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's some that made money, right? They made good calls here.
How do they make the money, though?
By being early on the mints and then
flipping,
yeah.
Yeah, flipping to Pranksy, basically.
Yeah.
This is one of the rare cases where Pranksy was left holding the bag and, like, you know, the early minters profited. But you're right. Like that was the mania.
So maybe the strategy here isn't so much about fundamental analysis or anything like that, unless, like we were talking about, like maybe the majority of people purchasing this stuff don't know enough to even consider fundamental analysis for us, we knew this was not a project to get into.
Of course not. Yeah, but this is just an obvious.
But if we were degen traders, this was probably an obvious in.
Yeah, this is at least worth, like you're saying, if you're basically playing roulette. Like, imagine a roulette table. You got like 36 numbers on the board, right?
Yeah.
But imagine it was lightning roulette, which means like every now and then, like maybe 2 or 3 of the numbers out of the 36 will get like a 100x multiplier applied to it.
Yeah.
So your strategy would be to put like $1 on each number.
Yeah.
Because one of them's gonna hit, but the rest of them are gonna just get wiped off the table.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's right.
That is the strategy during a bull market, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe a lot of people who went into this project they're aware that is what's happening.
Yeah.
Or they're looking at it at face value as like, oh, this looks cool. I want to battle land.
Remember psychology, dude. Everyone was euphoric at this time. Euphoria. Go back to that Wall Street cheat sheet. That shit is life in these markets. During the peak of a bull cycle, everyone is euphoric. Everyone thinks we're all geniuses. Everything is fucking gonna change the planet, dude. Like, look at these things. Like, this is the future of everything.
Yeah.
You know? That is real. That has a real impact on your decision making. And then plus these projects know that.
Yeah.
And they know how to leverage that in their marketing tactics, and they lure people in with that kind of like, whatever the fuck. They capitalize on the euphoria, in other words. So I guess this is to be expected. It's going to happen again. It's just these are capitalists, right? They come into the market once there's enough liquidity to try and capture some of that, right?
Yeah.
And then the unfortunate thing is the majority of them don't have any ambition to actually create anything of real value.
Yeah, and that's the biggest point here is that from a fundamental point of view, there's nothing sustainable about this. There's no business that like continuously makes income to like pay employees and like create new stuff. And
that's why we advocate for those of you guys watching now. If you know people who want to learn how to make, good
safe money, it's like safe. You can sleep at night.
Yeah, good financial decisions, I guess. Like in these markets, this is the time to do that because the projects that are still delivering and building during these times, they're the ones that are fundamentally sound, right?
That's right.
You could rely on them to stick around for a while.
Right.
The ones that end up coming a year or two from now, whenever the market's hot, that's a little more suspect.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah, you don't want to be buying stuff like at those times. You're basically gambling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the time to, and that's what we do all day. Look for fundamental value.
That's right.
Just look at our recent videos, dude. Optimism, ZK Sync.
Yeah.
Fucking all this other shit. And when we went down the AI rabbit hole a few weeks ago, what do we say on all those videos?
I was like, don't
buy this shit because there's a little bubble happening in that market, right? You don't want to. But Fetch AI, that's something to consider because they've been around. They've been building for years.
2017.
Exactly. So look for projects with history and what else? Like authenticity, verifiable
products,
proof of existence.
Business. Like business potential.
That's a big one you were talking about because. And that, I think the market, again, has to mature in their understanding of what makes a good business and what does not.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Tesla, the stock price exploded back in like 2019 or something like that, 2020.
Yeah,
it exploded because they have a very good business, like trying to transition to electric vehicles. And there's a reason why the stock exploded, because there's sustainability there. It hits all the fundamental analysis.
Correct, but that's a
stonk. But that's what my point is that that's the kind of thing that we're looking for in these projects.
Yeah, and I think the ecosystem is going to mature over time. Like right now, we're still like in the .com boom bubble phase, where a lot of these things don't generate much of revenue.
Yeah,
so it's typically very difficult to find that you can't like look into any project's P&L statements and like figure out their balance sheets.
No, you can't. Absolutely not, because these are not publicly traded, right?
They're not. Exactly. They don't have to disclose any of that.
However, there's still projects like the Graph, like Chainlink, where every single project uses them.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, so the crypto industry has a different scope of fundamental value.
Yeah, they do.
Right,
yes.
It's not purely like monetary.
P&Ls,
yeah, that's why the stock market's a good representation of a mature market, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In the early 1920s, a lot of those companies getting listed on those exchanges were probably like this. They're out there telling the public, like, dude, we're
going to change the world.
We have the biggest pig farm over there, I promise you. It's like we have thousands of pigs, and we're going to make so much money. Buy now.
Yeah.
And people like reading their newspapers and their
like
fucking
everyone
coffee
likes
shit.
pigs.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I'm going to speculate. And then that shit got out of control to where the whole economy collapsed. So, I mean.
And that's why we have the SEC.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a pro SEC message or anything. Yeah. It's just like we got to realize what we're playing with here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's dangerous markets. There are going to be people looking to exploit it and to take advantage of everybody. And they're capitalists. Dude.
Yeah.
They're ruthless motherfuckers out there. They're just trying to make money.
Yeah.
So wise up. Use this as like put it into your data set of information and to not get burned ever again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, I've seen it firsthand, dude. People get really burnt, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. So ultimately, man, what do you think? Your opinion? Are these guys in the clear? Like
from whose perspective?
Like they said we did what we said we were gonna do, right? We didn't find a business here, obviously, because there was none.
So is this a rug or not?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I mean, I guess. Okay, so the NFTs still exist. They're NFTs. So everybody still owns them.
They're pictures, yes.
But I know, but that's the whole point. It's not like these were off-chain assets. Remember like Rally?
Yeah.
Rally shut down.
All your tokens, they don't exist anymore.
It's like, by the way, we actually never did put this shit on chain. At least in this case, everyone who bought these things, they still hold the assets, right? That's supposed to be the value of Web3ing, like, games.
Yeah.
At least like the community still takes ownership.
See, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not so sure.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What did you just click?
I clicked on their OpenSea link. View on OpenSea.
Oh, crap, dude. Okay. I don't know either. That looks like a rug.
Yeah, this is definitely a rug then, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah, dude. I mean, there's no more NFT.
No, I mean, ultimately, these are pictures of land. Nobody's going to do anything with them.
You don't know that.
No, dude.
You don't know that.
I mean, obviously, there's a probability, right? Somebody could.
Somebody within the community is like, you know what,
dude?
It's
almost 0% chance.
But you definitely can't play the game anymore, right?
No. Yeah, because that was being hosted.
That was being hosted by AWS or whatever. and
which they're not paying.
Yeah, exactly.
So the game is dead. So in that sense... But games go bust all the time. But the thing is,
down servers in games.
Yeah,
it's like Age of Empires, one of my favorite games. Not enough people play it, so like the company's like, we got to shut down shop, boys. I know you guys love this shit, but it's gone. So
what's the difference between that and this? Is
I guess
what
that
I'm trying to define.
Yeah, it's different. It's sensitive because these are investors in the ecosystem or in the project.
See, now Gary's like, excuse me?
Sure.
What?
But they are. But because fuck. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Let's let the SEC figure this out. If they should go after these guys or not me, dude. Fuck that. I don't get paid enough to fucking go after Metroverse, dude. No thanks.
All right, so hopefully you guys listening didn't get burned by this project.
Yeah.
Point is that it's, I mean, if you're looking for the red flags, you can see them pretty bright as day on some of these projects.
You can, but yeah, we try our best. I don't think we've ever like supported any project that was a total rug. We did make a video about Rally, but I mean,
I mean, Rally had potential. I mean, like, I just didn't see the business in it either.
You did it, but Rally had the backing of some of the like A16Z, the biggest investors on the planet. But we've already learned through FTX, you can't even trust that. Yeah, like even that. Of course, adds fundamental value. But
it does add fundamental value because there's probabilities. There's a higher probability that they're legit businesses.
Correct, because you assume these multi-billion-dollar VCs.
That's why FTX got as big as they did, right? Because they got like investment from big names, and people are like they trusted them.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
what happened, Sequoia? I thought you guys like actually, but apparently they don't. They got turned on by his League of Legends skills, just something like that. So I don't know, man. This whole thing is crazy, but yeah, we do our best to do the most diligence when we review things, right? And I think
by the way, we can make mistakes, right? We're not gonna be 100% accurate.
Yeah, but we're definitely not gonna bring like dumpster shit like this to you guys. For sure. We promise. We're not gonna do that, dude. So you can trust that.
All right, well, let us know what you think. Was this a rug or was this like just a failed business, a failed bakery shop that didn't make enough money?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at RoviAI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.